What's up and welcome to the video. So we actually had some other content lined up, but the Vision Pro is still like the most popular thing on the internet. Everything from people driving in Teslas and using their Vision Pro, walking in the middle of traffic and risking getting hit by cars, to people dropping them and breaking the glass. So this is our review over the Apple Vision Pro, now that we've been using it for, what, 3 weeks now? Yeah. 3 weeks or so. Everything that we love, everything that we don't really like too much, and some of the things that we want to see changed whenever Apple inevitably gets to the Apple Vision Pro 15 Pro Max Ultra model. Let's do this. I think the most mind-blowing thing about Vision Pro, like memes aside, right, is just how immersive this product can actually be, especially when you compare it to other products on the market like the Meta Quest 3 that we just recently reviewed. Now, I understand that a product like the Vision Pro and the Meta Quest 3 are not really that similar. Aesthetically, you put it on your head and it projects some information in front of you, but I think the goals are a little bit different, and obviously the price is a little bit different as well. With something like either one of those products, there's always a bit of an adjustment period as you begin to start using it, whether it's this or something else. You feel it on the front of your face. You feel the boundaries that it places around your eyes as you're trying to use it and get accustomed to it. But unlike the other products, the Vision Pro does a very good job of starting to blend into your day-to-day the more that you use it. Like I said, we've now had this for a little over 3 weeks, and it's become a lot more natural and a lot more comfortable to use for longer periods of time, and it blends in to your day-to-day really, really well, to the point where you can find yourself walking around your house or your environment, in the case of some memes, in the middle of a street, and you can actually still do stuff with this, which is not something that you can say about other products in this similar product category. Now, one other thing that improved the comfortability for me specifically is swapping to this band that looks and feels a little bit like a straitjacket for your head, but it's unfortunately much better for me in particular compared to this band. This band right here is cooler looking, much softer from a material perspective and easier to adjust with this crown, but this fits on my head better and it alleviates a lot of the front heaviness aspect of the Vision Pro, which makes this more comfortable to wear for longer periods of time. Media consumption is something that we absolutely love on Vision Pro too, and it really does seem like Apple kind of has this focus of pushing immersive video ever since they've dropped Vision Pro. And immersive video is, I like to think of it as like the next step beyond something like 3D video. So with immersive video, the idea is to not just track your head to the point where you can kind of shift your environment, but to really make you feel like you're in the center of the action. Like if you're going to watch an immersive video in a forest as animals walk by you, it feels like they're right there. Not just head tracking, but you're in the middle of everything. And it's actually really trippy because there are examples of immersive video right now. Like if you were to open Apple TV Plus on your Vision Pro, there is content that is exclusive to Vision Pro that you're only going to be able to access as you wear one of these. And Apple even has partnerships with the MLS and the MLB to bring you sports content that makes you feel like you're on the field as you're watching a soccer game, or you're in the dugout as you're watching a baseball game. And even applications that don't have a partnership with Apple, they've done a really good job of developing media applications for Vision Pro. Like two examples that come to mind are the NBA app and Disney Plus. So you can strap on Vision Pro, you can watch a movie or a TV series on Disney Plus, enter immersive mode, you're chilling in Tatooine, you have a giant screen in front of you as you're watching a movie or TV show. And with the NBA app, you can watch games like major screen in your living room that you can move around and walk around with. You can see player stats, all sorts of crazy things. So media consumption is definitely there on Vision Pro, and even in its current state, it's really, really cool. Another thing that comes to mind is both how accurate and how natural the tracking and how you use your hands for Vision Pro feels as you're using it. So when Apple advertised the Vision Pro, they stated that the headset itself is going to track your hand movement, and as you're using Vision Pro, a lot of your interactions are going to be pinching, dragging, and dropping. But the accuracy of it is almost at like a near perfect level, to the point where you don't necessarily just have to pinch, drag, and drop in order to interact with certain applications. One of our favorite examples that we've been having some fun with here in the studio is a DJ application that you're not necessarily interacting with aspects of the turntable, always just pinching certain things to do it. So you'll have a couple of tracks spinning on the table. You can actually keep your hand flat and move the vinyl up and down. You can scratch the vinyl essentially. There are certain aspects of the turntable that you can pinch and grab and move around. You can turn around, grab vinyls from behind you, throw it on the turntable. I mean, it feels really natural. There's never been a point in time that I've been using the Vision Pro where I felt like navigating with my hands has been wonky or it hasn't really been well thought out. And because even with it being a first-gen product, the accuracy is so sharp that there are so many possibilities as developers start to buy in more to the Vision Pro that they can create some seriously incredible applications that are just going to be based on how well Vision Pro can track your hands. So everything feels really natural and really accurate, which should only improve over time as Apple refines these sensors on future generations of the Vision Pro. Now, when it comes to things about the Vision Pro that we're not too big of fans of, there are a couple. Let me just start with one easy one. Speakers on the Vision Pro. So it's not that the speakers are bad quality. It's quite the contrary. They actually sound quite good. It's more so that everyone around you can also hear the content that you're hearing. So remember whenever Apple dropped the product video for Vision Pro and they showed how cool it was? Let's say you were on a flight surrounded by people and all you got to do is just turn the digital crown to immerse yourself into beautiful scenery and watch your own content. The one thing I think they failed to mention in that was that you are definitely going to need some AirPods. Otherwise, you can immerse yourself all you want. You're just going to annoy a lot of other people who are on that flight with you that are going to be listening to whatever movie you were watching in the comfort of your Vision Pro. And the elephant in the room, the battery pack. The battery pack that is not built in to the Vision Pro because, my goodness, if you added this to the weight of the Vision Pro whenever it was on your face, you wouldn't be able to lift your head up using your neck anymore. But yeah, so the Vision Pro requires it to be plugged into a battery pack, but it's in a little bit of an awkward, spot because this connector is proprietary, and the way that it plugs into this gigantic battery pack, which, I mean, you wouldn't really guess it unless you take a SIM ejector tool and pop this thing out, but it plugs in using basically a jumbo version of the Lightning cable, which kind of confuses me because Apple has now made the shift with their iPhones to USB Type-C, and they're trying to do basically a lot of their entire product line with USB Type-C. So I feel like, at the very least, they could have made this cable, the end where it plugs into the battery, they could have made it USB Type-C, so maybe you didn't need this specific battery pack. You could go out there and buy yourself a much larger power bank, plug it into that one, use that for power instead. So hopefully this is a design that they improve with future iterations. I feel like if anything needs improvement, this is probably where it's at because it also only lasts for a couple of hours on a single charge, so there's definitely room for improvement there. Also, Zeiss optical inserts and the accessories. So for Zeiss optical inserts, I get it. There's going to be some people out there that are majority contact lens wearers, some people that are going to be majority glasses wearers, and then there's people like me that use contacts for the majority of the day, but then whenever I'm at home, I'm not doing anything else, I'm winding down for the night, I'm wearing my glasses. Well, here's the thing. If I don't pay that $100 to get Zeiss optical inserts, once I take my contacts out, I'm essentially using the Vision Pro half blind. Now, my issue is not necessarily with the fact that you need the inserts to begin with. That actually makes a lot of sense. But it's the fact that you have to pay $100 for it for a product that costs $3,500 already. Like, I feel like with it being this expensive, Apple definitely could have included the option for you to opt into some free Zeiss optical inserts if you feel like you're going to be using this and you predominantly wear prescription glasses. Now, let's talk about accessories, because I understand Vision Pro is a very expensive product, but the accessories are also, they just come with that wonderful Apple price tag. So let's say you got yourself a Vision Pro, you spent $3,500 because you got yourself the base model. You want to get yourself a nice carrying case. It's $199 plus tax. Let's say you want to get yourself an extra strap. It's 99 bucks plus tax. Or maybe you consider yourself a power user and you want to get yourself a spare battery. That's $199 plus tax. Or maybe you just want to be on the safe side and get yourself an extra light seal. It's $199 plus tax. So let's take some of those accessories that make sense. I would say a spare battery probably makes some sense, and the carrying case makes sense as well. Do you wear glasses? Okay, cool. Let's get you those Zeiss optical inserts. $100, $200, $200. You just spent $500 on 3 accessories on top of $3,500 plus tax plus Apple Care. That is a wild bill. I'm sure you could find some cars cheaper than that bill. Now, as far as things we'd like to see Apple improve on for the Vision Pro in the future, and we do have a few. So let's start with the elephant in the room, which is just how expensive this product is. I get it. It's incredibly futuristic technology and it's available today. So Vision Pro is currently very, very expensive. But it would be great to see Apple, as they improve on manufacturing process for the Vision Pro and it becomes more of a, I don't even know if normal is the right word, but it becomes a more normal product for them to release to the masses. Hopefully Vision Pro will become cheaper over time, or it would even be cool to see Apple, besides making Vision Pro cheaper, launch maybe some cheaper product lines that are based off the Vision that more and more consumers can get into. Maybe like a standard Vision, since this is literally already called Vision Pro, or something like a Vision Air, given Apple's MacBook product lineup. That would be something cool to see. It would also be really cool to see Apple maybe drop some software updates where, let's say you're in a shared environment like a Wi-Fi space with some of your friends and all of you guys happen to be really rich and all of you happen to have Vision Pros. It would be really cool, much like shared audio, to see something like shared immersion. So whenever you're with your friends, you don't necessarily have to try to sync up some of the media that you guys want to try to watch together. I know it sounds like super dystopian, okay, but tell me that you cannot see something like that happening in terms of shared immersion as we're all sitting next to each other. I mean, where is society headed, really? Am I right? But the final thing as well would be just additional buy-in from application developers. So we mentioned apps like the NBA app, Disney Plus, but there are some notable players that are missing, like Netflix, Hulu. There's a ton of streaming applications out there that have not necessarily bought into Vision Pro yet and developed a Vision Pro exclusive application that gives you much more immersive media consumption opportunities. And it would be great to see that happen because obviously the more developers that buy into a product like Vision Pro, the more potential customers would be more enticed to buy a product like the Vision Pro. But I feel like that's something that will happen over time. At a price point like $3,500, I don't see a whole bunch of people necessarily running out in droves to buy a Vision Pro from Apple, but I could also be wrong from that perspective as well. But either way, that's been our review over the Apple Vision Pro. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know that this is a fun new technology, right? Like, we obviously review the smartphones, the tablets, the laptops, and stuff like that. But those product segments have gotten so iterative with their updates that it kind of feels like you're just going with the flow of the updates. The Vision Pro is a new and exciting product, and it's been a blast reviewing something like this. So hopefully you've been able to enjoy that content as well. If you are new here, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace.